Romance of Sui and Tang Dynasties Chapter 14.
We're zeroing in on this warrior, Qiong, or Qin Shubao, and his big military tryout.
Right.
It's not just about muscles, though. It's really a story about how talent, maybe a bit of luck, and definitely some political maneuvering all come together.
And the text itself gives us this perfect starting point, this quote. It really sets the scene. Where's now?
Basically, when luck goes, even gold loses value. But when the time is right, even hard iron starts to shine.
So Qiong's that hard iron.
At this point, absolutely. He was really down on his luck in a place called Luzhu, like broke, desperate. Then he connects with General Luo, who's actually his uncle-in-law, a very powerful figure. And this tryout, this military assessment, it was Luo basically creating a chance to, bring his relative into the spotlight.
Okay, so you're saying Luo wasn't just some impartial judge here. He was more like the director. He already wanted Qiong to succeed.
Oh, completely. The sources make it pretty clear this whole thing was carefully managed. Luo wanted to boost his family member. So even though they called it a chashin, a grand military exercise with like 100,000 troops,
wow,
it was really all about one guy. The text literally says Luo was only paying attention to Qiong.
Okay, so let's get into the actual tryout. It starts with the weapons he's famous for, right? The double maces.
Yes. But his own maces were stored away, so Luo gives him his own personal set. Silver maces. Lighter than Luo's usual ones, apparently?
Lighter, but we need to talk about that weight, because lighter here is relative, isn't it?
Massively relative. Yeah, that's key. Even these lighter silver maces weighed just over 60 caddies combined.
60 caddies? What's that for us, roughly?
That's about 80 pounds. 80 pounds of metal he's supposed to be whipping around.
Okay, 80 pounds. And Qiong, used to even heavier ones, picks these up and feels, what was the phrase? Suo.
Yeah, looser and more vigorous.
Oh.
For him, it probably felt like picking up practice sticks after his usual gear.
So it let his skill shine through perfectly.
Absolutely. The description is amazing, really visual. It says his performance looked like a silver dragon guarding the body, jade python coiling the waist. Just pure, undeniable skill. No help needed for this part.
But then comes the politics, the stage management. You said Luo made a move right away.
Instantly. Before anyone else could even react, Luo shouts,
Right.
like, well done, fantastic. He cheered first.
Why was that so important? Just being enthusiastic.
No, it was strategy. Pure validation from the top. He used his authority. By cheering first, he basically forced all the other officers and generals there to cheer along. They got the general's meaning, all right.
Ah, so he's telling them, you will respect this guy. He locked in their approval before jealousy could even start.
Exactly. Secured that public win immediately.
That must have felt amazing for Qiong. Riding that wave of applause straight into the next test, the spear.
Right. And he's feeling pretty good about himself now. Maybe too good. That confidence starts to cloud his judgment a bit.
What happens?
Well, first he shows off his strength. He grabs a couple of standard spears, these things already weighed, maybe 10, 20 caddies, and just snaps them. Pure muscle. Tells the general basically, I need a real spear, a solid iron one.
And Luo, playing his part, says, oh, you want a real spear? And brings out his own personal weapon.
His monster spear, yeah. The entangled pole spear.
And the weight on this one, this is where it gets kind of unbelievable, right?
Yeah, you really have to pause here. The text says 120 caddies.
120. That's what?
It's about 160 pounds. Yep. On an 18-foot pole.
Wait, hold on. 160 pounds on an 18-foot pole? Are we sure that's not just, like, literary flair? I mean, how could anyone actually fight with that?
Well, that's part of the legend, isn't it? It shows King Qiong's immense strength just to lift it, and it emphasizes how legendary Luo's own equipment was. And Qiong does manage it, which is incredible. But there's a catch. The text notes he feels some trailing as he tries to recover after a thrust. It's heavy, even for him.
So the crowd sees him handle this impossible weight, and they're impressed. But Luo, the expert, sees something else.
Luo sees the flaw. He judges Qiong's technique internally as inferior. His strength is amazing, sure, but his style, it's weak.
Why? What was wrong with it?
Because, according to Luo's thinking in the text, it was just basic street fighting techniques, stuff picked up from traveling performers. Effective, maybe in a rough fight, but it lacked the real discipline, the refinement. Specifically, it wasn't the Luo family spear tradition.
So he's strong, incredibly strong, but needs polish, needs the real training.
Got it in one. He's proven his raw power, but he's not a master technician yet.
Which brings us to the archery test. And this is where things really go off the rails for him personally.
Yeah. This is where the confidence from the maces really trips him up. Luo just politely asks, "Hey, can you shoot?" And Qiong, full of himself, just blurts out, "Yeah, I can shoot."
And then immediately wishes he had it.
Instantly regrets it because he looks over and sees the actual target.
What was it?
Just a wooden spear shaft,
Yeah.
9 feet long, stuck in the ground 180 paces away. Seems simple, but then he sees Luo's own elite archers, like 60 of them.
The ones who never miss.
Exactly. And they're just plinking arrows into it, no problem. Qiong realizes, uh-oh. Consistent accuracy at that distance. Not really his strong suit. He's in trouble.
So instead of admitting it, he tries to save face.
He doubles down, makes this wild boast. Says hitting a dead object like a spear shaft, that's beneath him. No, he can shoot a bird, a flying bird, midair, nonstop.
He basically challenged nature in front of the whole army.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
An impossible ask, really. But Luo, again, the master manager, he doesn't call him out. He plays along, tells the entire army, "Okay, everybody stop, be quiet, we wait for a bird."
Which, of course, doesn't show up on command.
Right. So Luo makes a target. He tells the supply guys, "Go hang a couple squares of raw beef way up on the main banner."
To attract what?
Vultures? Specifically, hungry eagles from the mountains, the kind that steal chickens. He's setting up this incredibly dramatic moment. Either Qiong pulls off a miracle, or he fails spectacularly.
Okay, the trap is set. An eagle shows up. Qiong takes a shot using Luo's own bow.
And disaster strikes. An eagle's eyesight is, legendary. The text even says, "Grass does not fool the eagle's eye. It sees the arrow coming."
Does it dodge?
It does something even more humiliating for Qiong.
Yeah.
It does this incredible move the text calls a kestrel flip, T-A-U-N. Catches the arrow, wrapped it right under its wing feathers, totally unharmed, and just starts flying down, carrying the arrow.
Oh, no. So Qiong hasn't just missed. He's actively armed to the eagle. He's about to be the laughingstock of the entire army.
Utter humiliation is seconds away.
Yeah.
But this is where the secret intervention happens.
The young master, Luo's son, he was watching.
Yeah, watching from the East Camp Gate. He's the hidden hero here. He sees what's happening and knows immediately you can't shoot an eagle. Their eyes are just too sharp. He realizes his dad's whole plan is about to collapse and his cousin would lose face.
So he needs to fix it fast without anyone seeing how.
It's brilliant, actually. Really quick thinking. He pulls out a small crossbow of 2 that he'd hidden in his robes, and he fires a special kind of arrow. A soft-feathered bamboo arrow. The soft feathers mean it flies almost silently. He fires it, hides the crossbow instantly.
A silent shot from a hidden weapon. Genius.
Yeah.
And the effect.
Instant. The eagle suddenly flutters and falls down, looking like it was hit by Qiong's arrow, which, remember, it was still holding on to.
Wow. So the crowd goes wild thinking Qiong made the impossible shot.
Exactly. Huge cheers. But here's the kicker. The text is very specific. Nobody knew about the assist. Not the soldiers, not Qiong himself, not even the young master's own bodyguards. Apparently they were all looking west, into the setting sun, shielding their eyes.
So the secret was perfectly kept, and the young master just, slipped away?
I ran straight home, according to the text. Kept the secret safe so his cousin would not lose face. It's the ultimate quiet favor, saving his reputation, his future, everything.
That is incredible. Silent patronage in action. Okay, so Qiong is suddenly a hero again. What happens immediately after? How does Luo capitalize?
Oh, he leans into it hard. Immediate celebration. Drums, flowers, red sashes draped on Qiong. Big public display. But then Luo makes another strategic move.
What's that?
He cancels the rest of the archery competition for his own generals.
Why do that? Wouldn't they want to show off too?
Probably. But Luo didn't care. By stopping it, he made sure Qiong's miracle shot was the absolute final word, the undisputed highlight of the whole day. All the focus, all the buzz stayed right on his relative. Pure stagecraft.
Cementing the narrative. Okay, so the public trial is over. The story is set. What about the private assessment? Later that night, at dinner.
Right, the family dinner. Luo gives his verdict. He praises the mace skill, calls it unparalleled, totally brilliant. He even praises the archery as Jair, especially wonderful.
Even though he must suspect or maybe even know what really happened with the eagle.
It seems implied he at least saw the potential for failure and the lucky outcome. But he doesn't dwell on it. He glosses over it and then comes back to the real issue he saw.
The spear technique.
Exactly. He points out that Qiong's spear work is It's lacking proper instruction. He acknowledges the raw talent, the strength, but gently points out the gap. And that creates the opening.
For the real prize.
The real prize, mentorship. Luo arranges for Qiong to start training every day with his son, the young master, the secret arrow guy, in the private shooting garden to use. And crucially, under Luo's own direct supervision.
So he's not just getting a job or a rank, he's getting access.
Access to the inner circle. He's going to learn the unique secret Luo family spear technique. This is how you turn a strong guy with raw talent into a true master, part of an elite lineage. Qiong.
And the sources, they really show us the struggle he was in. He'd been, held up for almost 2 years?
Yeah, nearly 2 years. It started with some legal trouble back in Luzhu, which is why his stuff got confiscated there. But while he's in Yuzhu, he's living pretty well, actually. His relative, Luo Gong, is this powerful figure who's taking care of him.
But he's caught, isn't he? Desperately wants to go home.
Desperately. His mother's back in Shandong. She's elderly, widowed, and filial piety. That's everything in his world.
But he can't just ask to leave.
No way. Asking would be like telling Luo Gong, his patron, thanks for the help, but actually you've imprisoned me. It's a massive offense.
Especially since Luo Gong is described as pretty sensitive, self-willed, the text says.
That's the word rengsing. That's more than just stubborn. It's like this proprietary pride. Luo Gong genuinely thinks he's helping Qiong by keeping him there.
Helping how?
He wants to get him a military rank first, send him home with honor, So letting him go before that? Well, it would be a loss of face for Luo Gong, like his big favor was rejected.
Ah, okay. And the cousin, Luo Cheng, he likes having Qiong around, right? So he's not exactly speeding things up.
Not at all.
Yeah.
He keeps saying, oh, Dad will send you off soon, just a few days. But those few days stretch into months. Qiong must have been going mad with homesickness.
So how does this deadlock finally break? You mentioned it wasn't a direct conversation.
No, and that's what's so interesting. It's almost an accident. It all hinges on a poem. Just 4 lines, Qiong scribbled on a study wall.
A poem on a wall? How does that change anything?
Well, think about it. It's during a literary exam, Renshou Year 3, August. A study wall back then, especially during an exam, it's almost like a public space for thoughts. Luo Gong finds it, reads it, and suddenly he sees just how miserable Qiong really is. It's right there in black and white.
Okay, so what did the poem say? The essence of it.
It's powerful in its simplicity. Something like, every day away feels deeper. I'm like a lonely bird in cold woods. This place might be beautiful, sure, but my heart's just aching for home.
Wow, yeah, you can feel the longing there.
Definitely. And Luo Gong's first reaction, pure anger, pride. He's deeply displeased. Friend Bukwai.
He took it personally.
Completely. He goes to his wife, basically demanding, why does he see my generosity as jail time? He felt insulted.
Okay, so he's stuck in his pride. How does he get unstuck? This is where his wife, Qiong's aunt, the Gumu, steps in, right?
Yes, and she's brilliant. Absolutely critical intervention. She doesn't tell him he's wrong to be proud or generous. No, she plays the ultimate card, filial piety.
Ah, the duty to his mother.
Exactly. She argues, look, even if you got him the highest job in the land and yipin fu, like a prime minister, even that can't possibly outweigh his duty to his old widowed mother back home.
That's clever. It reframes the whole thing.
It totally shifts the moral ground. Luo Gong can't argue with Xiao. It's the foundation of their society. So he instantly backs down. Okay, fine, I'll send him off today.
Just like that.
That's like that. The patron's plan is out. The son's duty is in. He calls for the farewell feast at Jiang Xingjiu, gets everything ready.
And this is where the patronage package really comes together.
Right. Luo Gong doesn't just let him go. He equips him, orders a good horse, a proper saddle for the journey, and, crucially, tells Qiong to get ready to list all the stuff he left behind in Luzhu.
So he's not leaving like someone running away. He's leaving properly.
Officially. And that's cemented by 2 letters Luo Gong gives him.
Okay, what are those?
The first is practical. It's addressed to Kai Jianda, the governor of Luzhu.
Oh.
Basically says, give this man back his confiscated belongings.
Right, the gear from that earlier incident.
Yep. And the second letter, well, that's the future. It's a strong letter of recommendation to Lei Hur.
Who's he?
He's the big boss in Shandong Qingzu, the grand administrator and commander-in-chief.
Yeah.
So Luo Gong is using his own high status to place Qiong right back near his home, but in a position of authority.
And what kind of position? What rank?
He's recommending him as a Kipai Guan, a flag official or orderly officer. It's a starting rank, yes, but it's a proper military commission.
Not just a foot soldier.
Definitely not. It's an entry point for someone with connections, someone who's been vetted. It basically fulfills Luo Gong's original wish, right? To see King Qiong return home Yijin Wangxiang with official status, with honor. The political debt is paid, in a way.
The farewell must have been intense.
Oh, yeah. The source says King Qiong wept, thanked his uncle profusely, bowed deeply to his aunt. She really saved him there, and then exchanged 4 full bows with his cousin, Luo Cheng.
4 bows. That sounds significant.
It really is. It shows a deep, deep bond between the cousins. Something more fundamental than just a patron-client thing with Luo Gong. That kingship is real. Then off he rides like an arrow.
Okay, so he's heading to Luzhu first to get his stuff back.
That's the plan. But before he even gets to the governor's office, he stops at an inn. And not just any inn.
Wang Shao's inn, the place where he was treated badly before.
The very same, where he's poor, destitute, and Wang Shao basically treated him like dirt.
Oh, this is going to be awkward.
More than awkward. Wang Shao sees Qin Qiong roll up, looking official, with attendants. And he just panics. Utterly terrified.
Because he remembers how he treated him. Fear of payback.
Exactly. Fear of retribution from someone who now clearly has status and power. It was a real fear back then.
So what does he do, the innkeeper?
His reaction is, well, it's kind of wild. He tells his wife, Lu Xie, quick, tell him I'm dead.
He fakes his own death. Why? Why not just apologize?
Well, maybe he figured an apology wouldn't cut it. His logic apparently was a dead person doesn't hold a grudge.
Right.
Or maybe, it forces the other person into a kind of ritual respect for the dead, stopping any immediate punishment. He's gambling on Qin Qiong's sense of propriety.
Wow. Okay. And the wife, Lu Xi, the source calls her virtuous.
Yes, Xin Sheng. She goes along with the lie, but she greets Qin Sheng properly, genuinely. And this is where we really see Qin Sheng's character shine.
He doesn't fly into a rage.
Not at all. He doesn't even question the death story. He instantly forgives the innkeeper in his mind, basically thinking, well, it was my poverty that caused his bad behavior. That's just the way of the world.
But he remembers the wife differently.
He absolutely does. He remembers Lu Xi showed him small kindnesses back when he had nothing. The needle and thread kindness, the source calls it. Little things that meant a lot.
And does he do anything?
Oh, yes. Hearing that she's now supposedly a widow, he immediately gives her 100 taels of silver. Like a huge amount, as a life endowment.
100 taels, just like that.
Just like that. Yeah. And he compares her to the Huayan Raft Mother, this famous figure who helped the great General Han Jin when he was poor.
So he's elevating her small kindness into something almost historically significant?
Exactly. It shows his own virtue, his gratitude. He understands that moral debts have to be repaid, maybe even more than financial ones. It cements him as a true hero figure.
Okay, so he's dealt with the personal side. Now for the official business. The governor's office.
Right. He goes to see Governor Cai Jiande. And Cai Jiande is incredibly respectful. He knows who Luo Gong is, recognizes Chen Kong. The letter obviously carries weight.
So retrieving the goods, how does that work?
They actually pull out the old records. The Rensho second year stored goods and fines ledger. They're checking the inventory list from when his stuff was confiscated almost 2 years earlier.
And does it all match up?
Mostly, but here's another fantastic detail. The ledger apparently shows some silver went missing during the arrest itself. But it also specifically notes that the army clerk, that Kanjin Ting, had skimmed some off. Chengi Ganmo.
It says that in the official ledger. That someone skimmed off the top.
Apparently so. Tells you something about the system, doesn't it? This kind of petty corruption was maybe just noted? Whether it was an accepted fee or actual theft being recorded, it was there.
Incredible. So what does he actually get back?
Quite a bit. 50 taels of silver in a sealed packet. Another 30 taels, which was the money from selling his old horse, the yellow Piao Ma. Plus 10 rolls of silk, clothes, bedding, a fancy saddle and bridle. And importantly, his weapons. His 2 gold-mounted maces, the Jian. His identity is restored.
He gets his signature weapons back.
And then Cai Jiande, probably wanting to curry favor with Luo Gong, adds another 100 taels of silver, this time from the public funds, for Qin Kuang's travel expenses.
So he leaves Luzhu much, much richer than he arrived.
Oh, yeah. He arrived under a cloud, leaves cleared, commissioned, and loaded with goods and silver. The turnaround is huge.
Which is that saying the source uses, right? About fortune changing.
Yeah. When the time comes, it's easy to find 1,000 taels of gold, but when luck runs out, it's hard to borrow even a jug of wine.
Yeah.
It sums up his dramatic reversal perfectly.
But it also links back to Lu Xi, doesn't it? His good fortune now is partly because he showed good character back then.
Absolutely. His moral clarity with the innkeeper's wife kind of validates his right to this good fortune.
Which leads us to a slightly funny problem at the end.
Yeah. The practical problem. He's got all this stuff now, the silver, the silks, the saddle, his maces.
It's overloaded.
Completely. His horse is practically buckling under the weight. He literally can't carry his own good fortune home easily.
So he can't go straight back to Shandong, to his mother?
Not directly. He realizes he needs more horses, maybe some help carrying everything. So he decides, with his escorts, Peizi and Guozhong, to make a detour.
Where to?
To Erxian village. To see his friend Shan Jianchen, who's known for being wealthy and powerful in his own right. The idea is to borrow fresh horses there. So the reunion with his mother gets delayed just a little bit longer.
Right. He had tried to see someone else's mother first.
Oh, yeah. Quickly mentioned he tried to visit Kaidao's mother, but found she'd moved, just reinforcing that sense of duty. But Shan Jianchen is the key stop now.